In a noisy world, clarity is power. Welcome to Stoic Wisdom GB, a space for ancient Stoic wisdom, practical philosophy, and mental discipline. Here we learn how to remain calm in chaos, strong in adversity, and focused on what truly matters. Have you ever felt that your acts of kindness go unnoticed or worse, taken advantage of? Certainly you are not alone in this. Many people are taught to prioritize generosity, but what happens if this approach turns against you? In the modern world, there is a harsh reality. The more you give, often the less you receive in return. This isn't limited to money or time, but extends to your energy and peace of mind. Stoicism offers lessons on balance and self-care, but it's common to overextend oneself. In this discussion, we will delve into aspects of generosity that you may not have considered before. I will present 8 surprising consequences of excessive generosity and outline 4 Stoic principles to help you achieve a healthier balance. It's about being wiser with your gifts and leading a fuller life. 1. The traps of high expectations. Here's a Stoic idea. Your happiness should not depend on the reactions of others. It's wise to give without harboring high expectations because it avoids feelings of disappointment and maintains your emotional stability. However, let's admit it, this is easier said than done. When you extend your generosity, there's often a hidden hope that it will be reciprocated. You long for recognition and appreciation for your efforts. But what if that recognition never comes? This is where we fail. Our expectations set us up for a fall. Consider this. You are often the one who takes the first step, who offers to help, and expects others to contribute similarly. But when they don't meet these expectations, it hurts. You end up feeling exhausted, irritated, and disappointed. The problem here is our assumption that others will mirror our actions, which rarely aligns with reality. People are inherently different. Stoicism teaches us a harsh lesson. We cannot control the actions of others, only our own. Give selflessly, but that is the goal. When you manage to give unconditionally, there is a liberating freedom that follows. You give because it is your choice, not because you seek approval or gratitude. So the next time you offer help, try to detach from those expectations. Don't anticipate a thank you or a reciprocal gesture. The true value lies in the act of giving itself, not in what you receive in return. Adopting this mindset will help you remain serene and unaffected, regardless of the outcome. 2. The cost of neglecting your own needs. Stoicism advocates living with reason and virtue, which includes recognizing the importance of prioritizing yourself. Often, when we immerse ourselves in the problems of others, it could be a way of avoiding facing our own internal conflicts. Reflect on those moments of tranquility. The feelings of emptiness, silence, and longing can be overwhelming. Many times, we rush to help others as a means to evade these difficult emotions. I remember a period when I constantly accepted to help, always ready to lend a hand. At first, it was gratifying, but gradually, I noticed that my personal projects were neglected and my aspirations were put on hold. I realized that my altruism was actually a defense mechanism, a way to shield myself from my own goals and fears. The consequence of perpetually attending to others is that you can lose connection with your own identity. Your voice gets drowned out in the cacophony of everyone else's needs. Then, in those rare moments of solitude, repressed fears and pains emerge strongly. Stoic philosophy teaches that taking care of ourselves is not selfish. It is vital for our survival. It involves protecting our essence by setting boundaries and pursuing our own paths. This is not only beneficial for us, it is crucial for leading an authentic life. Therefore, the next time you feel tempted to dive into the problems of others, take a moment to pause. Face those challenging emotions directly. Honor your true desires and needs. Learn to decline when necessary. By respecting your own limits, you will find yourself better equipped to help others in a healthy and balanced way. 3. facing the pitfalls in one-sided relationships. Imagine this. You are the person everyone turns to in their crises. It feels gratifying to be needed, right? However, soon you realize that you are omitted from social invitations like weekend barbecues or casual gatherings. While you are their first call in difficult times, you are absent from the lighter and joyful moments. It seems as if they value you only for your help, not for your company. This realization can be quite painful. You are more than a helper. You are someone who desires fun and friendship like anyone else. This is a typical dilemma where people are often pigeonholed according to their roles. Being constantly the rescuer labels you as just that. The downside is you are overlooked as a friend or equal. This is not only unfair, but serves as a revelation. You might start to wonder, do they appreciate me for who I am, or simply for what I can offer? Turning to Stoicism, this philosophy doesn't advocate emotional detachment, but emphasizes understanding human behavior and making wise decisions. This scenario offers an opportunity to critically evaluate your relationships. It tests your judgment to distinguish between those who value you personally and those who see you as merely useful. This understanding is challenging but crucial. It allows you to recognize true friends and distance yourself from imbalanced relationships. Furthermore, Stoicism leads us to consider our role in these dynamics. Are we perpetuating this imbalance by constantly agreeing to requests? Do we fail to express our own needs and desires in these friendships? The goal is to achieve a balance between helping others and honoring our own values. By setting boundaries and articulating our needs, we foster more genuine connections. We start to attract people who appreciate our whole being, not just our willingness to help. Ultimately, navigating these pitfalls revolves around self-respect and mutual respect. It involves choosing to invest our time and energy in those who value us fully. This stance not only adheres to Stoic ideals but also cultivates deeper and more satisfying relationships. 4. The disadvantage of excessive kindness. Let's be frank, Stoicism advocates for inner strength and discipline, encouraging us to set boundaries and maintain self-control. However, there is a potential downside. Being perpetually helpful can inadvertently convey the wrong message. Your intention might be to be supportive, but others might perceive you as an easy target to offload tasks. This perception can undermine your strength, leading others to take advantage of your generosity. Imagine yourself as the person who always agrees to help. You find yourself overwhelmed, exhausted, and irritable. However, when you start declining requests with a firm but polite no, you notice a change in how others see you. Suddenly, you are no longer the punching bag. They see you as someone who respects their own limits. This shift in perception is transformative. The power of no cannot be underestimated. It reshapes how you are perceived. You are no longer the default choice for additional tasks. You are an individual who stands their ground and demands respect. It's not just about the favors you perform, it's about how you treat yourself. Setting boundaries is a demonstration of self-respect, signaling to others that they must also respect you. So, the next time you feel pressured to say yes when you'd rather say no, remember this: saying no is more than a simple response. It is an affirmation of your worth. Stand firm. It is a mark of strength, not a sign of weakness. 5. The dilemma of overdone kindness. Stoicism urges us to adhere to our values regardless of others' perceptions, seeking authenticity and a solid reputation. However, in a world where genuine kindness is scarce, overly generous behavior could inadvertently trigger skepticism. People might question your intentions, wondering why this person is so generous. What do they stand to gain from this? This suspicion doesn't necessarily mean you are surrounded by cynics. More often, it's a practical reaction. Many are accustomed to encountering kindness that comes with conditions, so when someone exhibits unrestricted generosity, it can seem unusual or even dubious. People's previous experiences with seemingly kind individuals who had hidden, selfish motives can lead them to distrust or suspect genuine acts of kindness. This doesn't imply that you should lessen your generosity. Rather, it's about finding a balance. Practice kindness by being transparent. Let your actions clearly reflect your integrity. It's not about gaining approval, but being true to your principles. Over time, consistent and measured kindness can dismantle the barriers of doubt, demonstrating the sincerity of your motives. This authenticity is what Stoicism values, a virtue that endures through time and doubt. 6. Excessive generosity can attract unfavorable company. From a Stoic standpoint, the energy you radiate attracts similar types of individuals. When you are balanced and positive, you tend to meet equally generous and genuine people. However, if you find yourself giving excessively without pausing to recharge, you may begin to attract those who primarily take. These individuals are usually not the ones who elevate you. Rather, they seek to benefit from what you offer. Consider the scenario where you are always available, always agreeing to help. While this may seem admirable, you soon realize that the people around you are not inclined to reciprocate. They are there to take advantage, not to give back. Worse still, you may find yourself surrounded by opportunists who exploit your kindness. The Stoic advice on this matter is clear. Maintaining balance and recognizing your limits is crucial. It is important to identify when you're giving too much and set appropriate boundaries. By doing so, you preserve your energy and attract people who genuinely appreciate and reciprocate your generosity. This approach fosters a reciprocal dynamic, cultivating relationships based on mutual respect and authentic connections. By respecting your own limits and expecting others to do the same, you align more closely with Stoic principles: balance, respect, and grounding in reality. 7. The dangers of constant giving. Stoic philosophy teaches moderation, particularly when it comes to giving. Imagine navigating a boat through a sea of relentless demands. When you give too often and too freely, you set a precedent, and people start expecting this as the norm. Initially, it might feel gratifying to be the go-to problem solver, but this can quickly lead to a dangerous slope. Here's the problem. People naturally lean towards ease. If you are always the one in charge taking the initiative, you inadvertently encourage others to stay in their comfort zones. They don't see the need to step up or face challenges because they are used to you handling everything. This dynamic not only impacts them but also drains your energy and emotional well-being. By practicing Stoicism, we learn the importance of balance. Give, but not to the point of losing yourself in the process. Setting boundaries and slightly reducing your input forces a shift. People will start to recognize that they cannot rely on you for everything. This encourages them to take responsibility for their own problems, benefiting not just you. It helps highlight this principle. True generosity sometimes means not meeting all requests but empowering others to address their own needs. This balanced approach to giving captures the essence of genuine generosity, one that enriches everyone involved without depleting anyone. By fostering balanced generosity, you maintain control over your contributions and avoid the pitfalls of constant giving. Remember, it's not just about the act of giving, but about giving wisely. This approach helps you assist others effectively while preserving your own integrity and well-being, mastering the true art of giving. 8. The danger of overdoing giving. Stoicism warns against the traps of losing balance in life, particularly through excessive generosity. The philosophy emphasizes moderation and self-discipline, which are essential when we find ourselves giving continuously more than we have to give. This incessant outpouring can lead to significant stress and emotional burnout. When this happens, we may turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as overeating, excessive drinking, or indulging in activities like video games. These behaviors often serve as a way to fill the void left by constant giving. The Stoics teach us to value the perspectives of those around us. If a friend or family member expresses concern about our habits, it is crucial to take these observations seriously. Denial is a common defense mechanism when faced with a potential addiction, making it tempting to ignore the signs. However, the concern of those who care about us generally comes from love and worry. Recognizing and accepting their input is a vital step towards self-awareness and personal growth. Remember, the intentions behind the concerns of loved ones are not to judge or criticize, but to safeguard our well-being. Responding to their concerns with openness and consideration is not only a practice of Stoic moderation and control, but also a way to honor our commitment to maintaining a balanced life. By addressing the risks of addictive behaviors head-on, we demonstrate strength and dedication to living according to the Stoic values of balance and self-awareness, ultimately fostering a healthier and happier life. Navigating the challenges that come with excessive giving requires recognizing when our acts of generosity are tipping towards overextension. This awareness allows us to take proactive steps to recalibrate and safeguard our mental and physical health. It is a delicate balance to give enough to satisfy our desire to help others, while ensuring we do not deplete our own resources. Practicing this form of disciplined generosity aligns with Stoic virtues by promoting not only external kindness, but also internal stability and resilience. Furthermore, adopting this balanced approach allows us to cultivate healthier personal relationships and habits. When we set boundaries around our giving, we not only avoid personal burnout, but also discourage dependency in those we help. This leads to more sustainable interactions, where support is mutual and moderate, rather than draining and one-sided. By living these principles, we embody the Stoic ideal of leading a virtuous life that is as beneficial to ourselves as it is to others, reinforcing the notion that true strength lies in a balanced life and mindful generosity. Strategies to avoid being taken advantage of by others. Strategy 1. Valuing your time and space. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-discipline and self-respect. A key strategy involves prioritizing personal time and space. It is crucial to set aside periods for activities that rejuvenate and bring joy, such as yoga, drawing, or simply savoring a cup of tea while listening to music. These moments are essential for maintaining your well-being. Consider this self-care time as a non-negotiable appointment with yourself, as critical as any professional meeting. Strive to complete your responsibilities efficiently, allowing you to enjoy these vital periods of relaxation. Treat these sessions with the same seriousness as your other commitments. During these periods, remember your commitment to self-care. It is perfectly acceptable to politely decline requests. Saying no is not about being unhelpful, but about honoring your needs. You can remain polite but firm, explaining that you have prior commitments even if those commitments are to yourself. If you are inclined to help, suggest an alternative time, ensuring to clearly communicate the limits of your availability. By adhering to these Stoic principles, you reinforce the value of your time and space. Honoring these personal boundaries not only fosters self-care, but also sets a precedent for how others should respect your needs. This method is fundamental to maintaining a balanced life where you can help others without neglecting your essential needs. Strategy 2. Mastering the art of saying no. Stoicism treats time and energy as invaluable assets and advocates for their careful and balanced use. Here, the ability to say no is not merely a rejection, but a profound affirmation of self-respect and recognition of your limits. It involves acknowledging that not all requests or demands deserve a yes. Often, we are conditioned to perceive no as a negative or uncooperative response, or even as rudeness. However, the true detriment comes from overextending ourselves by accepting commitments that leave us feeling overwhelmed or resentful. Saying no is not an act of pessimism. It is an exercise in practical wisdom. It safeguards your well-being and allows you to focus your energies where they can be most effective. Begin by practicing saying no in low-consequence situations. Stand in front of a mirror and practice saying it firmly but politely. Understand that every time you say no, you are making a deliberate decision about how you manage your life. You are advocating for your priorities, preserving your time, and conserving your energy. This is not selfishness. It is an essential act of self-preservation. It is crucial to understand that the ability to say no is a skill that develops over time. Initially, it may feel uncomfortable, but with regular practice, it becomes a significant tool for maintaining life balance. As you become proficient in saying no, you regain control over your commitments and protect yourself from being overburdened or taken advantage of. This practice is a key step toward living a life that truly aligns with your values and priorities, reflecting the principles of Stoic philosophy. Strategy 3. Tune into your emotions. Within Stoic philosophy, self-awareness is fundamental. It involves a deep understanding of one's emotions and reactions, crucial for achieving a balanced life. This strategy emphasizes the importance of paying attention to your emotions as signals to evaluate if you are overextending yourself. Contrary to popular belief, Stoicism does not advocate for the suppression of emotions. Instead, it promotes a profound understanding of them. Start by monitoring how you feel when you help others. Ideally, acts of generosity should create a sense of fulfillment and happiness, similar to the feeling of walking on clouds, a lightness born of true altruism. However, if you consistently feel exhausted, resentful, or taken advantage of after helping, it is a sign that your efforts may be unbalanced. Your emotions serve as an internal guide, signaling when it is necessary to reevaluate your limits. If negative feelings persist after providing support, it indicates that the cost of giving is too high for your well-being. To use this strategy effectively, take time to reflect after each act of help. Ask yourself, how do I feel now? Do I feel energized or exhausted? Do I feel appreciated or exploited? This reflection should not lead to feelings of guilt or self-criticism, but should be an exercise in honest self-assessment. Recognizing and respecting your emotions is not an act of selfishness, but a critical aspect of self-care. By staying in tune with your feelings, you can adjust your giving behaviors accordingly. This may involve setting firmer boundaries, saying no more often, or being more selective about whom you help and how. Adopting this Stoic practice of self-awareness allows you to maintain a healthy balance between supporting others and taking care of yourself. Strategy 4. Avoiding emotional drainers. In Stoicism, discernment and self-discipline are crucial virtues, especially when managing relationships. This strategy focuses on identifying and distancing yourself from those who drain your energy, commonly known as energy vampires. These individuals are typically characterized by constant negativity, a propensity for drama, and a tendency to overwhelm others with their problems. Energy vampires are recognizable by their endless complaints, pessimistic perspective, and inclination to magnify the negative aspects of any situation. They often thrive in chaos and negativity, rarely seeking solutions or positive changes. Regular interaction with such individuals can significantly drain your mental and emotional energy. The Stoic response to these relationships is not to be harsh, but to practice wise discernment. It involves understanding that despite your efforts, some people may not change or respond positively to your support. While they may not be inherently malicious, their influence on your emotional health can be detrimental. Establishing strict boundaries is essential with such personalities. If interactions consistently make you feel worse, it is crucial to reconsider and possibly restructure those relationships. This doesn't necessarily mean abruptly cutting ties or showing indifference to their problems. Rather, it means reducing your exposure to their negativity and safeguarding your emotional well-being. In practical terms, this could mean limiting the time you spend together, adjusting the type of support you provide, or taking a break from the relationship altogether. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others, we can control our responses to them. By investing your energy selectively, you practice Stoic wisdom and self-care, ensuring that your own well-being remains a priority. Conclusion. Stoic philosophy teaches us deeply that maintaining balance is essential in all facets of life, including the act of giving. While being overly reserved may seem selfish and stingy, Excessive generosity can deplete our energy, time, and financial resources. The wisdom of Stoicism guides us to inhabit those gray areas, those nuanced spaces where we find a harmonious balance between helping others and nurturing ourselves. Remember, the ability to say no is a powerful tool in your arsenal, particularly in situations that feel uncomfortable or unsafe, such as declining a stranger's offer for a ride. Prioritizing your safety and well-being is not only sensible, but a reflection of Stoic prudence. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights on how to integrate Stoic wisdom into your daily life. If you appreciate our content, please support us by liking this episode, subscribing to our podcast, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps us reach more people and continue delivering content that enriches lives with philosophical clarity and practical wisdom. Thank you for watching, and we invite you to join us on this journey towards a life imbued with balance and insight, guided by the timeless principles of Stoicism.